There's a lot of villains in the story of the Six Black Places, as beyond Netero, princes of the Kakin Empire, mafia faction Spider Ice, Hisaka, and even the Six Blacklands. It's also a big threat. But more than anything, none of them scared me. By the name of Pariston Hill. Pariston is built in a very different way, and Ging decided to take the monster. This thing comes to its own limit, and while there's a succession war going on, happened on board, still nothing more worrying than Pariston. Like most of the events of this part 6, our story begins with the results of the presidential election. It's a real mess. After the political war between Jin and Paris ended, Jin couldn't stop Paris become the next president of the association, but Paris, he resigned as president about 20 seconds after his election. This is an action. It's got everyone confused, whether it's a character in Hunter x Hunter or the audience of anime manga. Now after this match, both Trin and Paris resigned from 12 branches. He left the apprentice as the titular president, and they're responsible for cleaning up their mess. In fact, the reason that Ging left was quite simple. Ging has never been responsible for issues related to me, even if it's children, or the political responsibilities of the whole. The bridge doesn't matter to Beijing. Because if he can give up something, I'll do it now. But Pariston is another matter. In conversation with Cheeto, Pariston also said that his actions in the election, it's a last-ditch effort to thwart Isaac Netero's plan. And a Hunter association without Netero, it's going to be a pretty boring place. Actually, the reason Pariston left was because he worked with Beyond Netero all the time. At the Hunter Association, Pariston served as vice president under Isaac Netero. But in fact, he's been serving Beyond Netero from the beginning. This guy just likes to take advantage of every Netero he meets. For a long time, the purpose of Paris, the Hunter Association, is a complete mystery. He's like a clown, just to see the world destroyed. Maybe the purpose of Paris, the Hunters want to kill or orchestrated death for Isaac Zero. Because Isaac, he banned his son from traveling to 6 different countries. Until you die. Paris had not appeared before, but according to me, still plays an important role in the Chimera and section. It's mostly political manipulation. It could be Paris limited personnel and made the task of destroying the ants as difficult to succeed as possible. And of course, when Isaac died, Beyonce now was able to start his expedition to the 6 Blacklands. That means Paris, there's no reason to stay with the Hunters. In the Beyond expedition, Harrison took on the role as a deputy commander. Let's talk a little bit about the expedition. They're the indispensable characters for part 6 of the Black World. They're basically all temporary hunters. People who use memories and do jobs that licensed hunters can't do, or don't want to get a job. The hunter temporarily, it's often ridiculed as people of lower caste. For most of them, it will be. But this team is special. They're freaks and savages. Each individual is a professional thinker, with the ability to outstrip the average hunter. And Beyonce spent years. It's been 10 years to assemble this team. Because every single one of them, they all possess a unique ability created to ensure the success of the 6 terrain expedition. Members of the expedition has actually infiltrated the association as makeshift hunters and support Pariston's consolidation of power in the association. And for Jin Frey, we knew from the previous part that Jin's ultimate ambition, it's traveling to the 6 Blacklands. He found out that Beyonce has planned this expedition longer than myself. And of course, it's going to be annoying. Just a little. He immediately asked to join their team. Please state that he's here to help Beyonce, but also to hinder Paris. Jin thinks Beyonce is a man. I want to adventure and bring something to humanity. But I think that Paris, who's obsessed with destruction to the point of perversion, would this need to be prevented? But according to me, maybe Jin's take on Beyonce, it's not entirely accurate. Or rather, what he said, not quite accurate. He doesn't look like a simple explorer, and maybe Jin knows that too. However, if Jin says that the reason he's here to stop Beyonce and Paris, then he'll have a hard time winning the trust of his team. Right from the moment I walked in, Jin and Paris have begun to show their will to fight. When both of them are sending out enemy thoughts, Jin doesn't know the true power of Paris. You said that if Paris, there is only pure power. Jin just needs to beat him and it's done. But if that happens, Paris will laugh out loud. Normal people feel happy when they love and are loved. But Paris, He's happy when people hate him. And I feel forced to hurt the things he loves. That's why Cao Jin couldn't beat Paris. Even if you can. And the first step in Jin's plan, it's taking second place in Paris. To take this position, Ging make a decision. It's giving money to the entire expedition, including Paris, and double the amount that Beyoncé paid them. And of course, it's caused a lot of controversy in the expedition team. Some of them want to take money, while others are ready for the job. Ging will be number 2, but I won't take his orders, and some just want to kill Ging immediately to prevent any number of what potential chaos can erupt in the group due to all the opposing thoughts that his presence has created. But in the end, everything also settles down when Ging makes an impromptu deal to get to number 2. There will be many people in the group can't understand, why did you spend so much money just to get to number 2? I think we may lose second place. Paris will have to reduce the number of moves in both games, and with less power, there's less choice. It will make Paris. It's easier to read like a book. And it's certainly true that Jimmy's actions are also aimed at want to bother him. After the work, Ging became the second commander is now accepted. What Beyoncé doesn't know, Ging then went on to teach the expedition about the 6 black places, and found out that Beyoncé had revealed little information about the disasters in that place compared to the reality. It's not that Beyoncé doesn't know that. Beyoncé is one of the only people alive actually went to the 6 black lands and came back, and he knows exactly what kind of threat is going on there. It also reveals the existence of the author. The book's journey to the new world. Don't forget, I think it's good for us as a reader, more than an expedition. Then we also witnessed the ability of mindfulness. Ging came very early to stop an argument. Ging brutally beats a man until his head blew itself up. And we're back to reality. It turns out that this didn't actually happen. It's actually a mysterious possibility, can be explained in a few ways as follows. The first is that Ging has specialized in images of this event into his mind. It's kind of like the way that Melody can put images of a beautiful garden through the music and in the audience's mind. Another case, that version has the same ability as the ability Thoughts of Cyrenaic, where he can perform an action in a timeline, but reverse it, or branching into a parallel timeline. Other song. But no other AI seems to have responded to this attack. So whatever's happened here, only you and the victim know. Next use of Ging. It's actually a more advanced version of the technique Lario has developed. Ging claims that he can reproduce any blow, any attack you get. This is very important, because many people think Jing's ability to remember is to copy the ability of others, but it's actually just because Ging is a genius who thinks irrationally. All that he needs to do, it's about seeing or getting hit, and then he can analyze it and reconstruct it. However, that may not be entirely true, because then Nutrition continues to use an ability that Lario never used in front of our audience. It's the ability to use mindfulness to create ultrasound waves, and then launch to very large mindfulness shots. Jin thinks that Lario will use. This is possible on a smaller scale, is how a doctor like Lario, destruction of tumors and blood clots, that surgical knives and scissors can't reach, with just one punch. Jing really as it seems. I know a lot about the power of Lario. On the condition that this ability be used on him, the power of the Ging itself can analyze the form and how the opponent uses the mind, and that would be a completely insane force. Because of the war between the two, it depends on the AI can find out the ability of the key first. Ging will have an advantage if you have such a strong ability. But the most interesting part of this video, that's when Paris revealed her feelings for Ging. I used to say that Paris, he is happy when others hate him. But Paris itself, I've never really hated anyone. It's a completely foreign feeling. But until now, when faced with a virgin, Paris is beginning to realize that he's losing and start to feel uneasy. This is the first time that Paris has hated an AI for the first time in my life. And he wants to see, what would he do to someone he hated? No one will be able to predict anything. Just know that he's like a monster than any creature in the 6 Blacklands. And Ging may have made a fatal mistake. Decided to push this guy beyond his limits.